Luigi Mangione pleaded not guilty in New York City Friday to federal charges of stalking, a firearm offense, and murder through the use of a firearm in the killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The 26-year-old appeared in court as federal prosecutors formally filed notice of their intent to seek the death penalty against him. Prosecutors allege Mangione killed Thompson to, quote, amplify an ideological message, end quote, and provoke resistance to the health insurance industry. Mangione was arrested in December for allegedly shooting the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, the largest health insurance company in the U.S., outside his Midtown Manhattan hotel. He was arrested in Pennsylvania after a days-long manhunt and has been in a federal jail in Brooklyn since then. For more, let's bring in Anna Schecter. She's a senior coordinating producer for CBS News' Crime and Public Safety Unit. So, Anna, what happened in court today, and what are Mangione's attorneys asking for?
Well, a lot happened in court today. Obviously, Mangione pleaded not guilty, but also there was some new information that came to light where his attorney told the judge that she had been told that prosecutors were listening in on a conversation that she had with Mangione, which should be privileged. The judge did not really like hearing that and set a date on Friday next week. Prosecutors have to explain what happened there and how they obtained this audio recording. The other thing that happened is Karen Agnifilo, the defense attorney, is asking for the federal case to take precedence, to go first, which is kind of curious because why would she want a case that carries the death penalty? There's one count there that would garner the death penalty. Why would she want that one to go first? She made the argument that there would be constitutional issues if the state case from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, if that one went first.
And so the judge in this case decides that, or who decides which trial goes first?
Well, generally the prosecutors talk to each other. They're kind of on the same side against the defendant, but it's a little bit strange right now that my sourcing indicates that there's not a lot of conversation happening between the Southern District of New York federal prosecutors and the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Now, that could change, but generally they make a decision, and oftentimes the federal case could go first. But this is a really unique case because the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, they were on the case from the moment that basically within the hours after the shots were fired and Brian Thompson was killed. And so Damian Williams, who was the former head of the Southern District of New York, that federal prosecutor's office, said, you know what, in this case, we're going to let the Manhattan DA case go first. But once Trump took office, Damian Williams left. All of that now is up in the air. I do expect, given all of the factors at play, that the federal case will likely go first for Mangione.
Okay. Another big case on Friday. A New York judge sentencing former Republican Congressman George Santos to more than 7 years in federal prison for wire fraud and identity theft. Does that term surprise you? And what did the judge say to Santos?
I was surprised to see 7.5 years for his crimes. Look, he was kind of, a lot of people were laughing. There was a Saturday Night Live spoof on him. But the reality is there were people impacted, elderly people who had contributed funds to him, and that he used those he was convicted of using those funds for his own personal gain. And so the judge today, she asked, where is the remorse? She admonished him and sentenced him to 87 months. And, you know, I was sort of expecting to see somewhere maybe like 4 years, somewhere in the middle, but she really came down and delivered what prosecutors asked for. She agreed with the prosecutors that this sort of game that he was playing to get these funds and use him for his own personal benefit, even, you know, buying clothing and handbags, that there are real victims there. And she wanted to acknowledge that and really set a precedent. And it's really as a deterrent for somebody else to know that if you do that, you will be held accountable and get a stiff sentence, more than 7 years in this case.
Okay, Anna Schecter, thank you.
Of course.